Hi again, YouTubers. So this is a review on some Sigma eyeshadow palettes that came out a little while ago. There is Dare, Bare, and Flare. And just to show you, first of all, they come in little sleeves. Oops, let's see here. They're pretty easy to get in and out, but that one I was having trouble with. They come in a sleeve like this with some information on the back. And they slide out and the ingredients remain on the back and the name stays on it. All three of the palettes come with 8 shadows and a dual-ended brush. Each brush in each palette is different. These palettes are $35. You can get them on Sigma's website and I believe Amazon. I think it's Amazon you can buy them on too. So to tell you a little bit about them is I have used them for quite some time. I mean, I've had them a good, I want to say 3 or 4 months, maybe 3, I don't know, something like that. I would say my most used palette is the Dare one. The Dare one has, and you can tell it's kind of dirty right now. The Dare one, let's see, there you go, it's in the shot. The Dare one has some very nice, like, warm, like rust colors, but then a plummy color and then some golden colors. The brush that comes with that one, and the brushes are the color of, like somewhat of the color of the outside of the palette. This one comes with the E20 and the E40. So the E20 is the small smudger brush and the E40 is the like, it's kind of like a 226 from MAC. This is the one I have on today as well. I actually, I use this one the most, but I decided to give it a try. Let me see, I should probably have to figure out how to zoom on this, but hopefully you can see this. This is actually a tutorial that Makeup by Tiffany D did. I will put her link below as well, just for this, because I really like this palette and I use it quite often, but I'm always looking for new ways to try it. And let me tell you a little bit about what it is. It actually is Catch on my lid, a little bit of, sorry, it's dirty, Vanish on the inner corner, then Reveal is kind of in the crease, and then the darkest one, which is Surrender, is on the outer corner and on the lower lash line. It's just a really pretty fall look. Today it's kind of chilly out, so I personally, for blue eyes, think this is an amazing palette. Now, here's the only thing I will say about these shadows. Now I have more than just the only thing I will say. Shadows on the top of this. First thing is first is I like that the palette is magnetic. I feel as if they're not doing the best use of space. I feel like you can fit a lot more shadows in this. It's kind of supposed to be, to me, I would think, a dupe for the Urban Decay Naked palette. I prefer the, I should say, the amount of shimmer is what I prefer in these. The Urban Decay Naked palette has too many shimmers for me, and it just kind of makes me look like a disco ball. So, and these ones are, this palette in particular, the Dare one, I love for blue eyes. I love that it just, those reddish, like burnt copper colors just make blue pop. I mean, I don't know if you guys can tell how, like I have blue eyes, but I just feel as if it just really gives you that pop of color. But I feel as if it's just kind of okay. Like, it's nice packaging, it's made well, but I feel like it's not the best use of the space. I feel like you could get so many more in here, but then again, I guess I've kind of made a mess of them. If you see, they have a lot of fallout and they kind of bleed off into the edges and the sides. I don't like that portion of it. Vanish, I think it is. Yeah, see, it has so much fallout. When I use that, like, I'm only putting a little bit on the brush and I feel like I end up wasting more than I use. Now, I know all shadows have fallout. Trust me, I have MAC ones that have fallout that, like, as soon as you touch a brush to it, there's a ton of it. These ones, I will say, the good side is even though that happens, it still has really nice pigmentation. A lot of times if you get a shadow that has a lot of fallout to it, it won't then be pigmented when you put it on because it's lost some of that, the actual color that you want to use when you're brushing the brush across it. Just to give you a little bit of an idea, I'll use this one here. Is I just brushed the brush across this. Can you see the little like group of shadow that's on that? And when you tap it off, you end up with a little bit on the brush, but I just feel like some of the colors have a lot of fallout. The other side of that is there are some of them that are absolutely beautifully pigmented. I will go through each palette and tell you, but I just find that like these two, this Reveal and Catch, are by far my favorite colors. Like I love these. I use them the most. They just are gorgeous, so easy to work with. You barely need any on your brush and they just really, really show up well. I would say in this palette, my least favorite, I don't use Shout very often, but that's just not a color I would use anyway. So I'm not going to say that that's one that I don't like because I just don't like it because it's just not a color I would use that often. But Escape, I don't know. It just, it's fine. I don't know how to explain it. It's just kind of, it's not, it has a slight sheen to it. It's just okay. I don't know. It's just not my favorite color in this palette. I do like this brush. It's easy to use. I like dual-ended brushes in sets like this, but I hate them for on my vanity because I use like brush holders. So you can't stick them in there. So I hate that. The Bare palette is probably the second most used by me. And these blacks have immense fallout. Look how dirty they are. I do really like them. I will say, I used a combination the other day too. It was on, I forget what video it was on, or maybe I didn't end up making a video that day. But just to give you something that I did with this that was really cool that you can, if you only have one, I'll tell you how I have done it with this palette, I guess, is I take Snoop, which is a nice gray color, and I put it on my lid, and then I take, whoa, Elope. See, that one has a lot of long thing, just a lot of fallout. Elope, and I put it on my inner corner to kind of brighten it up. And then I take Act and Command, mix them together, and I blend them out into my crease. And then I use just a clean, fluffy brush with nothing on it and blend it all together. And it just gives a nice darkness near the lash lines, and then it kind of goes lighter up, which is a nice twist. Usually we do so light on the lid and then we use a darker color in the crease. I just kind of been doing that a lot lately, and it's a nice twist just to put that. And when I want to make it a little bit smokier, I hate glitter, but I really like this color, and it's, well, I can't even hardly see it anymore. It's called Shine. It has, I don't even know if you're, there you go. You can see the glitter in it. Like, it's just such a cool color. I've used it on a really small, like, where is it? Where's my brush that I'm looking for? Of course, I can't find it. Darn it. Where is it? Oh, wait. Oh, that's not it either. Darn it. I don't know where it is. I just use a really fine angled brush and use it on my lash line to just kind of smoke it out a little bit. I just really think it's a pretty color. It kind of reminds me of what I wanted the MAC Blitz and Glitz to be, but really pretty. And then Control is just a really nice flat black, similar to like MAC's Carbon. I mean, for $35, these are really nice if you divided out what the cost of each shadow would be from like MAC or something. But I feel as if they could have just done more with the actual, oh, this one comes with a E30, which is your pencil brush, and the E25, which is my absolute favorite brush. It's like a domed fluffy brush. Look, I've got it on my hands, the shadow. Just from touching these palettes, I can't. That's the only thing I'll say to you is just the fallout from, especially these really dark colors. With this palette, I end up with it all over the place, and I don't particularly like that. But this is a really nice, just good neutral basics palette. It's not something that has a lot of warm tones to it. It's very gray-based colors, I would say. Even the closest thing is this Command. That's the closest thing to a goldish color. It's very pretty, but it's got that, it still has that like brownish undertone. Actually, it looks very similar to my nail color. How funny is that? It's on this finger. Let's see again. The fallout is my biggest complaint about these. And I have shadows that have fallout. I get that. Urban Decay is probably one of the worst with fallout, honestly. But I feel like with these two, I don't know if there's something that can be done about that, but I don't know. It's maybe not, because Urban Decay, all of theirs have fallout. So I just, with the dark ones on this, you can see all the dark spots just from me touching it. These are by far my two favorites. If I could only buy one, If you have blue eyes, I say go for Dare. You can also, by the way, with Dare, do some nice like neutral eyes, because you can just use these kind of peachy colors, whoops, wrong way, peachy colors down here and the golden at the end, and just have a really nice color. If you're somebody who just likes like that traditional smoky eye look, or a neutral eye and then smoking it out, then the Bare one is the way to go. I will say my absolute least favorite one is the Flare palette. And this is just me personally. It's not because of the use of them. It's not anything to do with the pigmentation. It's just strictly the colors aren't something that I will use. These are just sorry, I keep looking over to see if I got them in the shot. These are just not my kind of colors. They're just not something I'm going to use consistently. I think this one here is really pretty. These two are really nice in the dark brown, but I would never use these two or this one. So I guess there's ones in all of them that I wouldn't use. I just don't grab for this one. It's just, I just don't. I just haven't. This one comes with the E55, which is probably my favorite flat eyeshadow brush. I use this almost every day. Here's mine that I use every day. E55, and then on the other end is the E40, which is like a big fluffy blending brush. It's a really nice palette. They are, for the money, you get a decent amount of shadows. It just depends on if you will get the use out of them. But the same thing goes for like the Urban Decay Naked palette. Will I get the use out of all of these? I highly doubt it. Like, it's just, see how they're like closer together. See how so many of them just have so much shine to them. They're pretty, but every time I use this, I end up just halfway through the day, I feel like it doesn't stay very well. I will say with these palettes is that if today I used MAC's Painterly Paint Pot underneath, but most times I just use any type of lid primer. These stay really great. Like, this is what it's going to look like at the end of the day either way. So I think they're nice palettes. I think they're good for the money. I wish that there were more shadows to each palette. I do like the magnetic close, and they feel very, very stable. They're very well made. Short of, the only thing I'm going to mention this too, is I hate this, and it's just the sticker for the ingredients, but I hate it. I don't know why. It's just the Flare one I notice it on. Maybe it's just over the edge funny. But I think these are great palettes. I think they're very useful. If you are looking for something to have multiple colors to just grab and go with you, these are definitely a great option. It just depends, honestly, on what colors work for you, which one you would purchase. They are available, as I said, on Sigma's website, and also I believe on Amazon.com. I will put a link below. I will also put a link to Makeup by Tiffany D's tutorial on this eye look. Again, just a pretty, like, warm fall colors. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you have any questions, and thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.